Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV, where today we are watching a beginner's guide to the Eurovision Song Contest. I am excited.
I'm excited about this too, because our friend Andy from Liverpool, he's mentioned Eurovision to us. Maybe he asked us to watch that. I don't really remember the context of what he said about it. Maybe it was he asked us to watch the movie.
Yeah, and he talks about the actual Eurovision contest, and then he was like, get introduced a little bit by watching this movie. So.
Yeah, I still have not watched the movie. I still know like nothing about it other than it's a song contest. And
I definitely watched it.
So this guide is going to be helpful to me. So you did watch the movie?
I watched the movie, yes.
Okay.
The movie was good, yeah.
Okay, so I know it's got Will Ferrell in it, right?
Yeah.
All right, I should watch it. I should definitely watch it.
It is worth it. It's
before
good.
we watch it, watch this movie. Maybe it'll make me enjoy the movie a little bit better.
Yeah, you'll know more about it.
I should say. But yeah, we've got links for this video down below. Go check it out on your own. And without further ado, let's get into this.
Let's do it.
This video is sponsored by Pianote. The Eurovision Song Contest is a competition where various European, and sometimes not European, countries enter an original song, and then all of the countries vote for the best one. And frankly, it's quite wild.
Okay.
Since its quite conservative beginnings back in the 1950s, the contest has evolved into a colourful display of politics, nonsense, and actually also sometimes some pretty good music.
Sam Ryder, I know who that is.
For the benefit of my mostly non-European viewers, let me introduce you to the weird and wonderful world of the Eurovision Song Contest.
Bro, he got United States 34%.
Nice.
Dang. That's pretty good.
That's pretty great.
We just got turned down on a sponsorship opportunity because our demographics are all over the place.
Yeah.
Viewers, let me introduce you to the weird and wonderful world of the Eurovision Song Contest. Now, particularly in recent decades, the contest has become known for its more eccentric performances. Some just a little quirky, some just a bit garish, and some, well...
What the heck?
I
love
are the
that.
ones that get a lot of attention. The songs that go on to win the contest are usually a bit more ordinary. Perhaps the most unusual act to ever win the contest was the Finnish hard rock group Lordi in the year 2006. And I'm not saying they were unusual just because of their demonic costumes. Lordi winning the contest was also unusual because they were playing rock music. Rock songs rarely make an appearance at Eurovision, let alone win. The only other rock song that's won the contest was Ziti I Buoni by Italian band Maneskin in 2021.
It's crazy that they have to perform like original songs. That's something I definitely didn't know. I thought it was just a...
I thought it like every
no idea,
other
really.
song contest in our country, it's all covers of songs. You have occasional contestants that have their originals.
We've watched like Britain's Got Talent and other talent shows around the world. So yeah, I'm just more used to that.
Yeah.
My mind just goes to that. But dude, those people's costumes, those are extravagant. Dude.
Yeah, they are.
Those cost some money to put together. That's crazy.
I like this song.
The sort of songs that typically win the contest will usually have a dash of novelty in their performance, but will generally just be a pretty good, straightforward pop song. Toy by Netta, for example, which won the contest for Israel in 2018, does contain a brief chicken impression. But beyond that, it's a fairly standard and fairly catchy pop song.
It's spectacular. Look at the lighting and everything.
You're thinking right now, that song sounds a lot like Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. Well, you're not alone. Universal Records also spotted the likeness, and after threatening legal action, Jack White was credited on the song. So, in a roundabout way, The White Stripes kind of co-wrote a Eurovision winning song.
Oh wow, that's
Nowadays,
crazy.
most Eurovision entries, including most winning songs, will tend to be sung in the English language, regardless of which country they're actually representing. But this is a fairly modern trend. For the first couple decades of the contest, every winning song was actually sung in the country's native language. The first winning song not to be sung in the act's native tongue was 1974's Waterloo, sung by Eurovision's greatest success story, ABBA.
No way, they came from...
This is what Andy was telling us about when he first started telling us about them, is
Really?
ABBA Waterloo. Yeah, he's like, have you heard the song Waterloo? And I was like, I don't think I have, but...
See, I didn't even remember the context that he brought up Eurovision.
That's so funny.
That's really cool.
Its greatest success story, ABBA.
I was defeated, you won the war.
ABBA aren't the only act, though, to have been launched to international success by Eurovision. In 1988, a French-Canadian singer called Celine Dion represented Switzerland at Eurovision and won.
I did not know that! I did not know that.
What?
My mind is blown right now.
She's a huge
What?
Celine Dion fan.
I love Celine Dion, but I did not know this
That's
is her start. That's
crazy.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Celine Dion was already well known in her home country of Canada as a French language singer, but it wasn't until after winning Eurovision that she started releasing English language music and became the global megastar that she is today.
Wow.
Another now household name to appear at Eurovision
Olivia
before they had quite made it
Newton-John.
is Olivia Newton-John, who represented the UK in 1974.
Wow.
That is
This is crazy, man.
Much like with Celine Dion, in 1974, Olivia Newton-John was an established singer, but it would still be 4 years before she shot to global fame and starred in the film Grease. Now, if you're thinking, wait, how did
That's
Canadian Celine Dion represent Switzerland? Well, a Eurovision contestant doesn't have to be from the country that they are representing. For
Wait,
example,
what?
American rapper Flo Rida represented San Marino in 2021,
What?
alongside Italian singer Senhit. Flo Rida is one of many established artists who made an appearance at Eurovision. Although
That's
the song they
crazy.
perform at the contest must be a brand new composition, the performer doesn't have to be some little known or unknown artist. Many already very well established artists have appeared at Eurovision, including Cliff Richard, who represented the UK in 1968 and 1973.
Congratulations and jubilations.
This is crazy.
And Katrina and the Waves, who are known for their 1980s hit Walking on Sunshine, who won
Yeah.
Eurovision for the UK in 1997.
That is so
Piano
This
crazy.
is
is
an online
crazy.
interactive resource for learning how to play the piano. You might already be familiar with Piano's YouTube channel, but they also have an excellent online service where you can access tons of exclusive videos and resources to help you not only learn songs, but develop skills which you can then apply across your playing. Piano
That's
has
awesome.
a
Very cool.
massive library of classic songs that you can learn, and the best thing is that when you're learning from the sheet music, it's synced to the original record to help you work out where you are in the song. And you can even adjust the speed of the playback, add a metronome, and create practice loops to help you master particularly tricky sections.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now I just have to learn how to read sheet music.
Now I just need a piano. Exactly. And I need
Also,
a
a
piano.
And a
subscription to
piano.
Pianote gives you full access to their sister services Drumeo, Guitario, and Singio, making it really good value for money. To learn
That's
more
cool.
about
Is it
Pianote,
drum? Okay, so our recording software had a little hiccup. It went out, but we're back. We tried to sync up to where we were as the video shut off. So yeah, let's continue.
To learn more about Pianote, follow the link in the description and do consider subscribing to their YouTube channel. The country to have won Eurovision the most is Ireland, and 3 of those Irish wins are actually thanks to one person, Johnny Logan. Johnny Logan is not only the only performer to have won Eurovision twice, performing Ireland's winning song in both 1980 and 1987, but he also composed Ireland's 1992 winning song. Ireland is also the only country to have won the contest 3 years in a row, winning
Dang.
Eurovision 92, 93 and 94. In fact,
Dang,
some have
what's going
speculated that in
on?
1995, Ireland intentionally entered a lackluster song to avoid winning the contest a 4th time in a row.
What?
Why would they do that?
But why would a country not want to win Eurovision? Well, because the winning country has to host the next year's contest. And hosting Eurovision can be a very expensive thing to do.
And when they've won as many times as they have.
Some of the more dreadful acts that have been put forward to Eurovision over the years were intentionally bad because the country didn't want to risk winning and therefore having to host the contest.
No way.
No way.
This is particularly the case for the so-called Big Five. Although the main spectacle of Eurovision is the grand finale, most countries who enter the contest have to first qualify in a semi-final. But the Big Five, France, Germany, the UK, Spain and Italy, automatically qualify for the grand finale due to these countries' large monetary contribution to the running of the contest. This means that if one of those Big Five don't want the hassle and expense of hosting Eurovision next year, they might intentionally enter a mediocre song. Now, the system by which countries are voted for has changed over the years, but is generally some sort of mix of a professional jury and votes from the general public. The rules and structure of Eurovision have changed many times during the contest's almost 70-year history. An interesting example of the rules having to change was after the 1969 Eurovision, where 4 different countries, the UK, Spain, the Netherlands and France, all won the contest. They were all joint winners of Eurovision. What? This is because they all scored the same amount of points and no tiebreaker rule had been introduced to the contest yet.
Oh, wow.
Needless to say, the next year a tiebreaker rule was introduced. Now, getting over 30 different countries to all compete against each other in a song contest is going to result in some politics. Of course, it's well known that certain countries will always vote favourably for their close allies. For example, Greece and Cyprus always vote for each other, and the UK and Ireland often swap votes. But more notably, in years where Eurovision takes place against more politically charged world events, you can often see those events reflected in the voting. For example, last year, Ukraine won Eurovision. And although their song was good, and Ukraine have won the contest before, it's probably not a coincidence that they won in the year 2022.
Interesting.
Likewise, the first Eurovision Song Contest that took place after Brexit had completed, which was 2021, the UK scored the dreaded nil points.
And the United Kingdom gets from the public 0 points.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I know Brexit was a hot topic back then, and it could still be. I'm only hearing about it through other, news sources, not firsthand or anything. But that's crazy.
That's
0
insane.
points after something like that happened.
That has such a big part of it, the voting.
And like you said, Ukraine did have a good song, and I hope that it's more merit based. That's nice that in a year where they're going through a bunch of turmoil that they do get to win. But I wouldn't want just pity votes, you know what I mean? Alexander Usyk just won his fight over the weekend against Tyson Fury, and even over the last few years he's been really doing very well, against Anthony Joshua, and that's all merit, and it just happens to be during a time when Ukraine is going through all of this stuff, and it's just it's very good for morale, you know what I mean? So shout out Ukraine, Alexander Usyk, and them winning Eurovision.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Of course, it can be hard to tell conclusively how much politics is really influencing the voting. Maybe the UK's entry that year just wasn't very good.
Sometimes I know my fire burns low, but as long as you're with me.
For example, when the UK got nil points in
Doesn't sound
2003,
terrible.
some cited the UK's recent and controversial joint invasion of Iraq as the reason that the UK had received no points. But also that year, the UK's entry did sound like this. So maybe it's not all about politics.
No, dude.
I don't think that was all
performances
politics.
have often
no
been
way.
used as a platform for raising awareness and visibility of issues and causes.
that's
Perhaps most
beautiful.
notably, Eurovision has increasingly become a fantastic champion of LGBT plus pride. Various openly LGBT acts have appeared at Eurovision. For example, drag queen Conchita Wurst won the 2014 contest for Austria.
That's 10 years ago, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that is Eurovision, a unique intersection between geopolitics and music, and one that never fails to surprise and entertain. Of course, after winning last year's contest, by all rights, Ukraine should be hosting the competition this year. But due to the current situation, last year's runner-up, the UK, is hosting it instead. And it's actually happening next week in Liverpool. So let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this year.
So that's already happened. But when does Eurovision
start? I want to know. I want to watch it for sure. I want to be a part of it this year or next year if we missed it. But
it's in May.
What? May? At the end of May? Have we missed the start of it?
It's
gonna be May.
It's taking place in Sweden. It said it took place in Sweden. Oh, it was May 7th.
No.
We just missed it.
What?
We just missed it. No.
We'll see you next year. Eurovision. We can still watch it, like rewatch it.
I was like, oh, May. It's May right now. And then I said it took place. And I was like, oh, crap.
Bastards.
We freaking missed it.
I was going to say that about Ukraine. Like, it's awesome that they won, especially when they were falling on, like, there's a lot of things that they've went through. And for them to win, it was such a cool thing. And it boosts your faith in humanity a little bit that they wanted them to win. But yeah,
your
their
faith
entry
in
was
your
good.
country at a time when you really need it.
Exactly. But then I was like, well, if they've gotten through some hard times as a country, I'm sure financially they're not in the best place. So if they do win, wouldn't that be a little bit detrimental to them? But then he just said that they didn't have to because of everything that we've done, which makes sense to me.
It wouldn't even be safe.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be safe. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That I mean, I guess it's cool. It sucks that has to go down like that. Because who knows? They maybe wanted to host it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they're not one of these countries that enter a bad song purposely not to host it. That's crazy. I really do want to watch,
honestly, just like I like to watch American Idol for the bad auditions. You love to see it. You know what I'm saying? You just can't look away. You got to watch it.
Yeah.
But I almost want to see those entries. Like, I don't think we'll know until after, like, that was an entry that was put in on purpose because they didn't want to win. But I would like to watch and kind of, like, judge for myself.
It seems like a fun event.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching or you're there in person. In person, it looks insane.
Oh,
There's so many people there. It just looks like a very extravagant event.
Yeah.
But man, it's such a long history that it's been going on.
70 years. And like,
crazy.
I'm not very familiar with it, but I do enjoy it
it's
very
Eurovision,
much.
It's Europe's thing. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that we're outsiders looking in.
Scratching the surface. Yeah, scratching the surface of it. But I think it's awesome. They display excellent talent, vocal talent, musical talent. And it's like watching a concert. There's like fireworks shows and they have excellent costumes. And it's like there's so much to watch all together. So it's like that all around kind of thing. The thing that you love to watch when you see somebody performing live. You like to see their vocals. You like to see what they can do. You like to see quirky moments, you know, like
the people at the end look like they had tinfoil hats on, tinfoil outfits.
Yeah, that was very cool. Their costumes are awesome. Cool, like everything matches. It's all like, I don't know. There's like a theme going on.
It reminded me of the Hunger Games outfits. Like, just over the top. Yeah. Who's in charge of these outfits?
I love it. It's so awesome.
Freaking Lenny Kravitz. All right. That was fun. That was our first, like, definitely my first introduction really at all to Eurovision. So I'm definitely intrigued. I want to know more. I want to watch it. I'm disheartened that we just missed it. That kind of sucks. We have terrible timing.
Finding that out right now.
I was like, oh, it's May 7th.
Oh, we've already passed it.
It's literally freaking what, May 25th?
It's only been freaking...
Or no, it's May 20th.
It's been 13 days. 2 weeks almost.
Where did 5 days go?
Horrible.
Anyways, all right, friends, that was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed our reaction. Give us any other, additional context that we might be missing.
Yeah.
Drop some other Eurovision videos on us that you would like to see us react to.
Definitely.
Maybe next year we could get together for a watch party. I don't know.
Bring the popcorn.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, friends.
Peace.
I'm not scared of your love.